So recently, for my birthday, I was gifted this set of Turner acrylic gouache, which has been on my wish list for quite some time now. And for returning viewers of the channel, you probably know that I like using these Maya gouache paints in my sketchbook and sometimes in paintings. But one problem I face while using those paints is that it's kind of difficult to layer colors on top of one another just because they're water-based and can be reactivated once they're dry. With acrylic gouache, however, this isn't a problem because it can't be reactivated and therefore it can be layered over as many times as you want without it bringing up the color underneath. And as the name suggests, these paints are a midway point between gouache and acrylic paints. My first impressions of this paint were just how vibrant and opaque the colors are, although unfortunately there were 2 faulty tubes in the set that I got, but I do feel pretty confident in my color mixing, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but definitely not great. One thing I would note is that I would advise buying an additional tube of white gouache paint in a bulk size, just because I go through so much while painting. I haven't bought one yet, just because I've been kind of procrastinating doing it. But yeah, I am looking for white gouache paint, or white gouache acrylic paint specifically. And I'm not sure if I should go with a higher end one or a lower end one. I gotta do a little more research on that, I'm not sure. Now let's talk about the actual art that I'm doing in this video. Recently I decided that I want to build up my skill in painting pet portraits and begin offering them as commissioned pieces. I haven't decided if I want to keep them local to my area or if I also want to have them posted online, but for now I'm just practicing as much as I can, painting cats and dogs. I gotta say, I did surprise myself with how easy it was for me to understand the proportions and like fur color and texture. I think one of the main things holding me back was just thinking it would take me way longer to catch on than it actually did. For cats, at least it's easier because they're just so round and kind of blob shaped, so I'm not expecting to have the same quick success when I eventually start painting dogs. But for the dogs, I'll have to focus more on building up like an understanding from basic fundamentals and focusing on like anatomy first and doing skull studies, because I don't have as much experience painting dogs. Anyways, pivoting back to the paints, I've been really enjoying my experience using these paints in my sketchbook, in paintings, and in like any project that I've been putting off for when I got these paints. And in my next sketchbook, I can predict that it'll be like 90% acrylic gouache. I am curious to see how these paints work in kind of like darker style paintings. Since I have been kind of only painting bright things and kind of neglecting my darker work, I haven't gotten to see them used in that kind of color palette. I'm sure they'll work fine and not be too muddy, but it's just something to keep in mind. I'll hopefully post some paintings in that area of vibes soon, so if you want to see how that works out, just subscribe and watch my upcoming videos. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and my little review of these Turner acrylic gouache paints, and I'll see you in the next one. you.